welcome to the Gransberry Chronicles weekly pick'em. It's week 6, and I'm your girl, the Gransberry, aka the Stadium Queen. And I got my boy D Jones on the right.
What's
And I
poppin'?
got my boy Coach B Pat on my left. What's up?
What's up? What's up?
Why you all
I'm
Hunched over.
just
rise up?
Put
The
your shoulders
Texans
back.
won last week. Shoulders back.
Shoulders back.
Before we get started, I see you all geared out over there, D Jones.
You know
But
it.
it's obvious why you're wearing so much Texans gear.
You know.
But I thought maybe we should like do a quick flashback to week 5 when we had a discussion about your little trip to
It
Baltimore.
wasn't little. It wasn't little.
So this week they got a matchup again in Baltimore. Baltimore, you having big fun. Oh, sorry. I had a flashback there. Sorry.
With the
It's a
ratchet.
Cosby Show resident.
With the ratchet.
man, that episode was hilarious.
Yeah. So you're gonna go have big fun. I think every year there's a team that you catch at the right time that might have the right set of injuries and the right set of issues going on that you could just sneak it a win.
So you
And
so
I'm
you
hoping-
say, so you
I'm
saying
hoping-
so you saying we got a chance. That's what
Hey,
you
we got a chance.
So basically, D Jones, you brought home the win.
Yes, sir.
You brought home the win. Did you have big fun? Did
Man,
you
it
have
was a-
big fun?
I did. It was a great time. It was a great time. Fans were real nice out there too. It was cool. I was surprised.
Because I've never had a bad fan experience there.
No, I
Yeah.
wasn't necessarily surprised that it was good. I was just surprised it was overwhelmingly like they was going out of their way when they was leaving early to wish me luck. Hey, y'all have a good season. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a good time. Y'all be good. And I was like,
Okay.
hey, that's cool. That's cool. So
Okay.
they was up there with Green Bay for me right now, with the fans. As far as how nice they were. But it was cool.
I'm not ready to go there.
I said they was up there, not like over, but they was up there in my rankings right now. I don't
Okay.
know if anybody else treated me as good as the Green Bay fans in Baltimore right now.
Okay.
Seattle was surprisingly, when we went to Seattle, I expected them to be rude because I heard that they was rude, but they were not
Did
at all. Yeah, I had read some
weren't
things.
rude.
They wasn't rude at all. Remember that was Deshaun's rookie season. They was cheering with us when we were scoring.
Well, I think also you have to always take into account who do you get that opinion from? Is it someone who is in the division, or even in their conference?
Mhm.
Because,
That's different.
remember even in Minnesota, they were like, oh yeah, as long as you're not
Mhm.
in the NFC North, you're welcome here anytime.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like the whole mood changes. So you really find out the mood of the fan base based on what team is visiting, unless you're in Philly. I don't care who goes to
It
Philly.
don't really matter.
You're gonna get some bad treatment from somebody.
Yeah.
And I know there's bad fans everywhere, so I know they're gonna all be hop hop hooraying on that. But hey, great week 5. Great way to end the week. Texans get their first win in Baltimore overall.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was huge. I went there our playoff game with the infamous fumble. And then I went back. It didn't go well.
Mm.
Then I went back, CJ's rookie season opener.
They ain't
No.
going well.
Nope.
And then I went back in the playoffs that year.
And that was hope for about 2.5 quarters, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That third
And
quarter.
so this was a beauty to watch on TV. This was a beauty. This was just a beauty. And, it's a continuation of our conversation we had last week again about the goal is to win, And so people are like, oh, you're beating up on a team that had 8 starters missing. Well, shouldn't you beat up on a team that has 8 starters missing? If you're barely winning, you've got a lot more you need to work on. And I really like that we didn't let up so early. Like we made sure to keep trying to run decent plays. I think it was good for continuity, especially since you're going into a bye week. You definitely always want to be careful with injury. But I think it's also important to have some camaraderie with the team. And that goes, what better way to go on vacation?
Yeah.
You know?
And didn't nobody care about how many people we had out on Beyonce Bowl. So they just said we got Woods.
They did not care.
So why
They
should we
didn't care.
care?
At all.
Yeah. And
But
another thing I throw out there, T, is also we did it with our young guys too. So it's not like, it wasn't young on young. It was, we had veteran guys that's beating up on these second stringers or whatever. We did it with our young guys this week. We saw Jalen Knowles get his first score. We saw Hutchinson, who's not necessarily a rookie, but get his first 2 scores. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we needed it. We needed it. So it was
right.
good to see.
We got some unexpected feel good medicine.
It wasn't unexpected because I picked them to win.
I picked them to win, but I mean, we haven't had that blowout like that. That's
we had a blowout this last week.
It was snob approved. It was snob
approved. Okay, we'll let's just go with that. I think overall we were all happy. So that's the goal, right? We were all pleased. Okay. So around, we also talked about, overtime, and sure enough, the very next game, the next day, went to overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I thought about all our different rules and everything that we had talked about. And so it was, an interesting overtime at that, right? But I was definitely glad it did not end in a tie.
Yeah.
Right. And when you think about the end of week 5, we thought another game might go to overtime, right? And, receiver who just left Houston, this past season and was playing his second home stop, got a big first down that allowed his team to continue a drive to end up winning by a field goal. And so in that moment, I thought about Derek and, your conversations about the field goal kicking. And, it's more fun when it's like Coach B Pat, it's I predict this game with a field goal. Like that's more exciting to me than going to overtime and winning with a kick.
Yeah.
You got it done in the fourth quarter.
I agree. It's something about that
last second. You get that adrenaline rush.
And overtime, it doesn't have to be your team. It doesn't have to be your team. But we are having a interesting time again this year with quarterbacks and the moving around of quarterbacks. And so briefly, before I would like to give Team of the Week as an individual award, I would like to give it to Mac Jones. And the reason I would like to give it to Mac Jones, not because he's been winning, for the past few weeks, but if you watch the game, he was giving me, now this is going to be a little bit of a stretch, but I think you'll follow me. He was giving me like the Jordan flu game vibe. Right? Like he was over there eating bananas like crazy.
Okay.
He was trying to stay. He had a brace on. He was hurt. He got hurt on the area that was already hurt. He had to come out and he had to get himself together and get out there. And he just wanted to win at all costs. And so, and to add to it, like we knew a little, if age range, some of you may have to watch it on YouTube, but when it was happening, we knew, there was something going on with Jordan, but the extent of it, right? Like we knew Mac Jones had hurt himself and he was, playing through injury, But the biggest thing was when he talked post game about how, he hadn't been playing that much like that, right?
Yeah.
And he did need the bananas to avoid cramping.
He was
Mm-hmm.
crushing
And
them
so,
nuts.
yes, and so for me, I just thought it was an extremely good overcome, um, and very resilient game for him. So my additional team for the week was still going to go back to individual award for another quarterback, which it it pains me to say this as a fan, but I'm gonna give it to Trevor Lawrence because Trevor Lawrence recovered from his fumble on the 1 yard line.
Oh
That
yeah,
one was the
yeah.
worst.
I forgot about the fumble. Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
thinking
the
about him just
fumble.
falling
Yeah,
twice. Yeah,
yes. The interception to me, I would agree that it was just a missed PI call, but things are missed and you just got to move on. But the
yeah,
fumble on the one, I know had to be heartbreaking. Like you worked really hard for a drive to get down there, and you the one trying to get it.
yeah. But that's the problem with that over the top reach. If you're not
Yeah.
good to get it and come back, you can't leave it up there. You know what I mean? It's just one of the ball is too exposed, and you don't have leverage. I mean, to me, it's more heartbreaking when you see a running back have it tucked and then they get punched out at the one. That is like, whoa,
Oh,
you know.
Well, it was punched out then too.
Well, it is, but you putting it up in the air and you can't. I mean, it's vulnerable. It's really vulnerable. If somebody hit it, you got to have some really
mm.
strong
You
hands.
can accidentally just bump your helmet on the
Oh,
ball and stuff.
yeah, it's you
It's
putting it at risk if you don't put it up there and take it back. If you see the ones that do that real good, they reach out and bring it back real quick. You know what I mean? He left it up there too long, but yeah, it's still a fumble is a fumble, and it's bad when it happens on the one. So, but you're right,
And,
he did
and
his
my
thing.
last, so the trio will be my team of the week. The third would be, you know what? Travis Hunter had a great game. He
Okay,
had a great game.
right,
That
Trav.
downfield catch was snob approved all day long.
Yeah,
And shout out to, just to the Jags for saying, like, we are going to give you a shot at being who you think you are.
yeah.
We're not going to try and tell you who you are.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
a lot of times that happens, even when you draft a quarterback because you need a quarterback. A particular coach may try to make you be the quarterback he envisions, not the quarterback that you are.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. I was just about to say Drake May as well, from the aspect, just try to give him a shout out. Not to say snob approved, but
Honorable mention.
the uh, yeah, honorable mention. But the Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguar situation, it was more of Kansas City used to overcome all the stuff they did in that game. Patrick Mahomes threw the interception uh, down there, and then the
I'm
fact
sorry,
that,
he threw a pick six. There's a difference.
well, pick six, my bad. He threw the
Yeah.
pick six. Then on top of that, Trevor Lawrence, all somebody had to do is just put a finger on him when he was just, rolling around on the ground before scoring the game-winning touchdown. But Kansas City used to win, was used to winning games like that. And like I told you, Kansas City lost the game. Jacksonville just took the game from them because, like in the past, Kansas City used to overcome those types of games and be like, oh yeah, we won, and then we're happy we're winning and stuff, like things like that, like what Philly was doing with the block kicks and things, and just happened to win. But Jacksonville winning took that one. That was a good game.
Well, I said a couple of weeks ago, I don't think teams are scared anymore
We talked about
of
that. Yeah,
the Chiefs.
Yeah,
So it's just a matchup to now. And I'm not saying they were scared before. I think there was too much deference giving to, well, we are going up against the Chiefs, right? And
right.
so normally we would see, if you think about it, we always see the media give us some type of play of teams when it's their rivalries, right? But for whatever reason, whenever it's against the Chiefs, unless it's the Eagles, they never really would say anything quote unquote negative. Like we all, you know how you would always get a sound bite when, when we played for the Titans, we got a sound bite. Sneed was acting like, who is Nico? All that type of stuff. And so you have these little drops between the different divisions and players. But for some reason, they always got like a pass. It just seemed very neutral, like nobody really wanted to say anything. And so I feel like now they don't say anything, but they're saying it with their game, you know. So I like. What's up, Todd? Your Giants. We're not gonna waste any time on them though, but hey, shout out to you being a Giants fan. So,
Well, this week they probably go into the so disappointing,
yes,
so disappointing section, right?
yes. You got to remember to. I think one good takeaway we'll get into disappointing was from. I'm going to steal this from Diggs' opening game speech. I'm going to keep that. He said offense we need to do, but he said if they don't have on a blue jersey, I can't say exactly what he said because he said a little, profanity, but the point was if you're not rocking in this jersey, you need to get popped.
Yeah.
Well, on the other side of that, if you're on offense, you need to make sure the ball only goes to people with the same jersey. so there's some honor in that. And hey, I think for the most part, New York will get it figured out. And it's so let's go to the team for the week. I think it was a good idea to trade for a quarterback for the Bengals, for Cincinnati. And one of the main reasons is because it's early in the season and also they may know more now about the injury than we know. But really also their division is still very much winnable by anybody at this point. And you don't want to just give up on the season because your quarterback is out. That's my golden thing, right, D? I'm always like, your season should not automatically be over because your quarterback is out. There needs to be some continuity. There needs to be some leverage, i.e. Wentz is doing it for the Vikings and Mac Jones for the 49ers. So at the end of the day, you have to do something. But here's an interesting fact. The Lions destroyed the Browns, and then they moved on to Dylan. And now the Lions have destroyed Cincinnati, and they're moving on from Browning. Ironically, going to get the quarterback who was the quarterback that they destroyed.
They just destroyed.
Yeah. But that's all matchups too, right? But at the end of the day, we definitely know there's more quarterback in Flacco that could get them a little further in these games. Because I think you have to remember you can't have such great offensive weapons and just put anybody under center. Would you agree, or how you?
Yeah, I agree. I'm actually disappointed because I think Browning being in that system several years now, and also this is not his first time filling in for Joe, right? So I think it's just one of those things they may have expected a little bit more from him, and to try to somewhat salvage the season, you got to go make a move and you get a vet that's available. But they defense is still, as y'all would call it, hot garbage, right? So so
waste management.
It's one of those things, they got to try to outscore people, and you're not going to do it. You got to shake it up. So, but I agree with you 100%.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. I'm pretty sure they're probably this week. Who knows? They got enough days. Flacco is such a professional. He'd be ready to go on Sunday. So I'm assuming the trade was to make him a starter this week. And if I'm not mistaken, they play your other team, right?
Yeah, they play Green Bay.
Yeah, they play Green Bay. So as far as the disappointments, again, I'm disappointed we didn't get a 50 burger. I was so dead set on getting 50 against the Ravens.
But
It
we
was
was
like,
tipping. We was tipping on 4-4.
I know it's like
We
everything
still
about it matched
tipping.
Houston. It was such a Houston vibe.
Every commercial was having a Houston Jam too. I mean,
We
we
I
was
was
mean,
jamming on every
tipping.
commercial.
everything that could match for that game did. From the Big Fun Cosby Show clip to the tipping on four fours and them queuing up the music at the right time and
And 99 in the booth.
Wait, so
Have you never seen
guys,
99? Right, the 99.
you may not have watched the Texans game on Sunday, or you may not have had the volume up. But here's some fun magic that happened during the game. The Texans at one point had 99 yards on offense and 99 yards on defense. And JJ Watt, the former 99, was in the booth. You can't make that stuff up, man. You can't make that stuff up. It's truly hilarious. But
You got Slim Thug with the 4-4. So
hey, but I still have to say, for me, I'm a little for my teams for the week. I am still a little disappointed in that. I'm disappointed in what's going on with Gino. I'm a little worried about, because there's trying to work through an offense. There's trying to get to know your team, but it's a little confusing because I hate that he's leading the league in interceptions right now. I really hate that for him because everybody else is pretty much like Flacco or somebody else. You know what I mean? Like it's not when you're trying to be a competitive team. And right now, that division is really still open. Like I know the Broncos are playing well. They've been having some slight inconsistency, but overall playing well. The Chargers is still, nobody's like taking off, right? And when you have that going on, you can't just be in a position where you're giving up on the season because you just can't find a way to stay in the game. They had the Colts looking like Peyton Manning out there.
Yeah, I think and I'm not giving them a pass or grace or anything like that, but who they receivers?
They have nobody other than the tight end.
You have, the tight end. Okay, I give you him, but
he was hurt, I think.
Yeah, it's like who does, you got to have some talent over there too, or you're gonna be pushing it and trying to force plays and force make plays, and I haven't seen enough to say that that's the case, so I'm definitely not saying that. So, but I'm just wondering who is he throwing the ball to too as well. So, but
they don't have a run. Their running game isn't like helping them out either, but. Also,
I'm not talking about total wins though. I'm just saying I just hate
his performance.
The ball is, and look, and in fairness, I didn't watch every turnover, right? I don't know if they were tipped. I don't, all of those things. But at the end of the day, the collective is the play not working and the win column is low. Yeah. So you just got to go with it. Well, I done rambled on my team for the week. Did anybody else have one that they thought like just stood out to you that you felt was team for the week?
We gotta at least give honorable mention to the Arizona Cardinals for the way that they lost to Tennessee, and even the way the coach responded to the player. I mean, both of them. Both of them going to so disappointed. For him dropping the ball too early and before scoring, and then also the way he reacted on the sideline, he got to be more professional than that. But that's
fined got fined 100 bands for it too.
Yeah. We do have one more, and it's not an honorable mention.
Who you got?
Jay Jones shooting the middle finger to a fan. He picked up 250 racks. Fine for that.
I missed that.
And that's crazy that he got fined more than a coach shoving his player.
No, he should. He's remember when you go up, You know, the accountability change.
I know it's got to be larger. It's got to be more. It does. It does.
They
It
should
does.
find him based off his age.
Well, oh, well, that was a little extra.
I'm just
But
saying, you know better. You do better. You should.
yeah. Well, it was
I
funny
mean,
though because the way he did it, he pointed to the fan to let
he
him
wanted to let him know
know
this is for you.
this is for you.
it's for you.
I mean, if you know the fine coming, you might as
Go
well.
ahead,
Hey,
do what you got to
yeah,
do.
if I'm gonna do it, I want you to know I'm talking to you. It's not gonna be ambiguous.
And so here's one thing to ponder on that I'm slightly against, and I just want to know how you guys feel about it. Maybe I'll ask you guys to tell me how you feel about it before I give my full answer. There was a ton of interaction on social media feeling that quote unquote football is soft and basically the players should handle it because of how their coaches handle them when they play football.
We doing this again? Football
Right.
soft again? Okay.
Okay.
It's been a couple of years, so we got to bring that up again. Okay.
Yeah, and so I'm just trying to figure out why do we keep trying to make passes for one for sports and then two for football? Like, why is that the justification? And then when you do too much as a player, right? Then it's just a game. Why are you acting like that? Yeah. But when we want to justify things, why is it always somebody soft? Like, tell me where you go to work at and you mess up that your boss gets to hit you, because you can get rolled up, you can get sent home, you can
get fired.
But where have you worked that they get to hit you?
They get to touch you. Yeah.
So, but it's funny you said it, because on the flip side, had he hit the coach back, then what?
He would have been kicked off the team, right?
Right.
Right.
So it's a double standard of
right. Right. It's a point right now.
I think if he retaliated, he wouldn't have been kicked off the team. But if he
we don't know.
I don't think he would have, because
at least he would have got suspended though.
If he if he was the one touching first, then yeah, he would have been gone.
Guess what?
Even in retaliation.
Ask the player that hit Gino what happens when you hit a player.
Yeah, but he hit Gino first. That's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying the coach not being suspended.
No, I feel you on that. But it's also levels to this thing too. If Gino would have hit that dude first, he wouldn't have got kicked off the team. I promise you that.
It's not all equal in the player or the position. So I'll agree with that. Yeah, but I don't think that really that's a conversation about you soft because you don't let your coach.
Absolutely not. No, I agree.
And I just don't. I love sports. Like, it brings an enormous amount of joy to my life daily. But I don't see the justification in that we always want to use this in male sports and we always want to use it with football, that it's acceptable to do everything under the moon. That's just wrong. And then when it's comfortable, it's just a game.
It's just a game.
The crazy part about it is, I officiate Saturdays. It is crazy. You have the assistant offensive line coach yelling at kids.
Wait, you mean 4 assistants now?
I'm just. Okay. No, I'm saying there's.
Assistant.
I'm just making sure it wasn't a stutter. I'm just making sure.
I'm just saying. I'm saying no. I'm serious. It's
okay. No, for real too.
Oh man, I coached the 6U team, but I'm like the 3rd offensive line coach. And then they're yelling at officials, and I'll be like, "Yo, who's the head coach?" Well, he's not going to talk, but I can talk for him. No, it doesn't work like that. But then you have kids that miss an assignment. There was one time they missed an assignment. It was an incomplete pass, and you're yelling in the kid's face. Where the parents in this? But I'm just saying, we're going down a rabbit hole right now. But like you said, in a normal environment, that coach or that supervisor would have got suspended or got fired. And then the player would have responded. If the player was the first one to hit the coach, they would have cut you off the team. So, like you said, I agree.
And let me just add just one thing. Just because it happened to you, don't make it right.
Right.
Man, but I was a kid.
That didn't make it right.
And you're going to work tomorrow. You're not going to practice.
No,
It was wrong when it happened to you. You just didn't have nobody to advocate for you. So that don't make it okay.
And I used to do the background checks for people to be able to coach Little League, right? And in doing those, I had to tell people, because they needed a neutral person to review the background and then tell you if this person could be a coach. And it would just be yes or no. I wouldn't tell what happened. It's a yes or no. They either in or they out. And you would be amazed at the number of people that would try to send in support to defend some of the things on people's reports. Now, don't get me wrong. I have always said everybody needs to be rehabilitated if they can be and given an opportunity. But there's certain things you just don't do, right? You don't rob banks and go apply at the bank to be a teller when you get out of jail, right? Like it don't align, right? If you embezzle money, we don't need you to have access to bank accounts. That don't mean you can't open a business. But yourself. That don't mean you can't drive trucks. That don't mean you shouldn't be an engineer. Any of that type of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But why do you want people to coach your kids who constantly get DUIs, which means they like to drive under the influence? So when your kid needs to ride home and he hits somebody, then what? I can't believe he did. Yes, you can believe it because the record says he does it. And not did it 10 years ago, did it 10 months ago. Time.
Yeah.
Like, you think there's just sometimes you got to put some distance on some things. So I'm just like, I just wish we would stop that, So that's my take. You don't have to agree. We already know I ain't never played football. So good for that. Oh, well, that don't make everything y'all be coming up with that happened on the football field right. I was an athlete. I played softball. I ran track. I played basketball. I bowled. Whatever you talking about, I wish a chick would. And I got another word for that.
Amen.
And we're not going to even get into our fan watching tonight. Thank you, Oville, that said be careful who you get in the car with, because you can get in the car with sober people and they still can have you scared. Okay? So on that note,
some of them can't talk and drive. That's all I'm saying.
Some can't talk and drive. Some can't keep up with their wallet. Some got charges the size of server rooms. But at the end of the day, first game up, we have the Dallas versus the Panthers. And look, I don't think we talked enough about the Panthers blowing out the Falcons.
That didn't make sense.
It makes perfect sense. Division games be like that. We just did that to the Titans. It happened. They missed a ton of field goals too. So because Derek and I had to go look it up and see, like, was it just straight up you didn't even get in to score anything? So my point in bringing that up is Dak has been playing great, but a lot of times I don't know which Dallas team is going to go on the road. And so because the Panthers have shown us that out of nowhere, they can put points up. It's not that they won. They put points up.
Yeah.
And I didn't really have the Falcons in my lane of not being a competitive team. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to a decent game, honestly. I just feel like it'll be a decent game. I do feel like the Cowboys should win on the road, but I do anticipate a good game. That's my take. D. Jones?
Yeah, I agree with you. And the reason why I agree with you is because these defenses, just looking at these two teams that you're talking about, Atlanta and Dallas, are pretty similar.
Pretty equal.
You know what I mean?
They're pretty equal. Yeah.
So I think if I give the defensive nod to the Panthers to be able to possibly slow down the Cowboys. I think it'll be a close game, like you said, but I still think I'll pick the Cowboys to win on the road.
And I think Clowney will have a little good insight too. You know, he played with the Panthers at one point.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't just, you know, apples to apples, but you know
my only thing about Clowney is, everybody wants Clowney to be a pass rusher, but he's a run stopper.
He's always been.
The proof is in the he was drafted to be a pass rusher, but his call of fame has really been a run stopper and being disciplined on defense. He doesn't get a whole bunch of pressure on the quarterback. When he gets it, but that's not his forte. So yeah, he'll have some insight, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough.
Coach?
I'm going with Dallas Cowboys. Simpler for some of the things that you are saying about the defenses being horrible, but I just think Dak's offense will be a little bit better than Bryce Young's offense.
All right, our second game. I can't even read my own handwriting. Who playing the Bears?
Washington.
Oh, Commanders. Commanders and the Bears. So the reason why I wanted this game in the discussion is because last year I know it was so heartbreaking for Caleb to watch a Hail Mary take his game away. It was great for the excitement of fans who were either a fan of the Commanders or just good football, but they're going back to Washington, and so hopefully they can leave there with a different outcome. Caleb has been playing great these last couple of weeks. And Jaden's back. He was in rhythm. He won on the road last week. Unfortunately, I don't think it'll be a Hail Mary, but I do think the Commanders are still going to win. So I just think they have a little bit more weapons to work with overall. So for me, it's the Commanders. Coach?
The Bears have been playing much better since getting whooped by the Lions. It was almost like that was that one game that, hey, let's get it right. But I believe Washington is going to be they're going to win their home game and just go from there. Like you said, I don't think it's going to be Hail Mary, but it might be a very close game from the aspect of Ben Johnson and getting Caleb right, and then you have the other side, Cliff Kingsbury, doing the things for Jaden Daniels. I can see Washington winning by less than 5 or 6 points.
Less than 5 or 6.
That's a new one. First of all, what?
I mean, it could be 4.
What?
It could be 30. It could be 31. It could be 31-27. It's still 4 games.
Dog.
Dogs say less than 5 or 6 points.
You know what?
Big dog.
No, you could have just said it'll be a 1 possession game or a close game. Who says it's gonna be 5 or 6 points?
I just wanted to be different.
Less than 5 or 6 points.
No.
Hey man, we're gonna keep it rolling. Shout out to Roma Dudes 8, but I'm picking the Commanders this week. Man.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't ready. Oh, okay. Then we have the Niners and the Bucks. Mac Jones going back under center.
Where they at? Who's home? I can't remember. Is it in San Fran?
The Bucks are at home.
Okay, so in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ooh. Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
Interesting.
I still think the Bucks gonna pull it out. They in a little groove right now. They got some great offensive chemistry working in their favor. That's a long flight for the 49ers. That's a long flight.
But Tampa did the long flight to Seattle.
They did.
Mm-hmm.
And they pulled off the dub.
They did.
And they did.
Okay.
And we predicted the rookie. We predicted the rookie wide receiver was going to do work too.
Well, we said both receivers we thought would be a pretty good game on whomever had the ball, and it was exactly that.
Yeah, they both.
It was a good game.
Yeah.
Both quarterbacks was getting the ball to their receivers. I just think there's probably a little bit more continuity right now, though, for the Bucs on both sides of the ball. That's where I would give them the edge because they could travel well with that because they've been playing together a little bit more. The 49ers are kind of mixed matching some pieces.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not just the quarterback. So for me, I'm still sticking with Tampa. You look like you're not feeling me on that.
Who, me?
Jones?
Nah, I feel you. They not, to me, they ain't mismatching no pieces. I mean, they next man up for sure. But I'm gonna give love to Kyle Shanahan and that offense, and shout out to Mac doing his thing. To me, even if Brock was healthy this week, I'm still starting Mac. Even with Purdy's money and big contract, I'm still starting Mac Jones until he mess up.
Until he lose.
Until he mess up. Because he's just playing so much better right now. The only loss you have is the game you started Purdy and he had 4 turnovers. So,
and you know what? I would even be careful with a loss. It would have to be offense lost the game.
He would have to really play bad. He would have to play bad.
Yeah.
Not all. He would have to play like Purdy played bad in that game he started. He accounted for 4 turnovers. It would have to be something like that for me to sit him down after one game. But yeah, I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go with your T and ride the Tampa Bay. They playing very well right now. And if Bucky can get back this week, then yeah, for sure Tampa Bay. But I think it's gonna be a good game. But I go Tampa. What you say, Coach?
I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay, clean sweep. They're gonna be at home, even though I believe, I agree with y'all what y'all were saying about the Mac Jones situation. Purdy's big toes hurt, so just let that heal until.
Did you have? What?
Don't rush. Don't rush him.
Don't rush it.
Don't rush
it. So you doing new math. And you're talking about big toes, boy. I tell you.
I mean, that's the injury. That is his.
I get that, but we were already past that. I mean, Mac Jones been playing.
I'm just saying,
we weren't doing an injury report, but I forget you are injury guy. You haven't been able to talk about the injuries.
But did I lie? I mean,
but he's been benched.
Going back to the new math. The points were negative. The points were 4.5.
Him and his toe has been on the bench.
Okay, you're right. You're absolutely right.
But you missed your chance to tell us when he went to the bench. So you had your moment. Your charger must have charged up.
Whatever.
Game of the week. Lions versus Chiefs.
Never going to live down this charge.
Never.
Let me make that very clear. In my Cardi B best impression, never, forever, we're going to bring it up. Okay? Because every time I think about something going dead, I'll be like, where Brandon at with that charger?
With that generator.
We could have used that.
That picture with
when the city go dark from the freeze, we could have used your charger. When the grocery store is out of lights, we should call B back to bring his charger.
The screenshots.
That charger is so
no
big.
better.
You could have turned a gas car into an electric car with that charger.
No.
She sells a Tesla battery.
That's what O'Bill said. It was a Tesla battery. He said that earlier. He talking about he could have charged a Tesla. That's what he said right there. You can turn your car into a Tesla. So you're never gonna live that down. So you might as well just live with it. Okay?
Wow.
We all got one story, but you unfortunately have 2, because you never gonna live down Buffalo not being ready on time to leave. But on that note, Lions versus Chiefs. Chiefs are at home.
And Derek was like, man, I tried to tell you. I
tried.
We'll talk about it later. We're gonna get this spotlight game. And this week some of the matchups were a little different. But part of the reason I was kind of voting for, well, that I did vote for this one to be our game of the week is because, the Chiefs are still playing, seesaw ball. One game, they started looking great. They got Worthy back, and in the next game, you know, it seemed like just some miss-offs. I don't know what to call it, but I'm still in my belief that, like I said, nobody's afraid at this point. Everybody sees it as just another game on the schedule, and you do what you have to do. I think it's a good game because a lot of people believe that this or the Ravens and Lions could have been a Super Bowl matchup. Um, and that's what people were anticipating last year. They thought the Lions would get to punch that ticket, and they thought it'd be either basically the Ravens or the Chiefs. So I think this is a good game for us to see where, two good offenses, what they look like getting back at it. I don't think that the Chiefs have that magic power defense that they would need, to slow down the Lions. So I actually believe that the Lions are going to come in to Chiefs Kingdom and hand them a back-to-back loss. And that's my take, Coach.
This is a hard one because I believe Kansas City, whenever their backs are against the wall, they find a way and they find a win and try to win. But you also have Detroit, who's actually wanting to win. Didn't they win in Kansas City before the first game of the year? Wasn't it last year or the year before? The very first game, it was on Thursday night.
I think that was
And I
two seasons
believe,
ago.
Detroit is not going to be scared going into Kansas City. But I believe with this being I think is a semi must-win game for the Chiefs. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs on this one.
I got to give Detroit love because I was one that doubted with them losing the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator that they would take a big step back. Their offense looked better, and it
Yeah,
it looks crazy right now. So yeah, so I Kansas City's defense is not playing the way that they were playing last year. I don't know what they're going to do with this offense. They have nobody to match up with Amar Ross St. Brown. This running game, two-headed
It's gonna
monster.
tire you out. They
It's
they just gonna switch running backs and
they
keep
just
it
switch.
going.
They switch them, keep them
yeah.
fresh. Um, Outside of the first game against Green Bay, in Green Bay, the offense has been clicking and rolling. I don't see them slowing down this week. Um, so I'm a lean. I think it'll be close just because Detroit's defense is still not that great for me. But I say the Lions are going to win this by more than 5 or 6 points.
I hate you. But and so just to close out on that topic, they just played last night and the Chiefs. And when you look at how the Jacksonville was able to keep their offense moving, yes, there were some great downfield plays, some great catches. They got some good tight end help from their backup tight end because they lost their starter early in the game. But what was big for them was the run game because it allowed
Yes.
separation. And so for me, if
Yes.
I was the Lions, I took pride in seeing pride, pun intended, in
Mhm.
watching that game because they have those pieces and a little bit more. And so I think it'll be like that frustration you saw from Chris Jones, like you just had no answer because you're trying to basically get pressure on the quarterback, but he's able to find an open receiver,
Hmm.
or they running backs was hitting them holes. They was hitting. And so for me, for most of the game, Trevor had the most rushing yards for his team, right? He was leading
Right.
rushing. But the point is, if you have rushing available, it gives the QB a little balance. And the fact that you're going to get a team that's even better at it, I just think that I don't care how many backs are against the wall. If you don't have the personnel, you don't have the personnel. And a lot
No,
of
but
times it just comes down to personnel.
I agree. It does come down to personnel, but also you were talking about the running game with the Jaguars, but they had a 99-yard interception return, which was part of the points that jack, which basically got them back in the game or took the lead off of that aspect. So the reason why I say that is because they needed the help from their defense, which is fair question because you know, you know, Mahomes has the speediest receivers in the NFL, and they're not finding them. But the
Well,
reason why I made the pick that I made is because I just believe Kansas City feels like they have to win this game to keep up with Denver, and I believe they're just going to win the game at home. If it was at Detroit, trust me.
I don't want you to justify why you picked
No, I'm
him.
not trying to justify it. I'm just
But what I will tell you is I wouldn't use the 99 yards because it's clear that they don't have a top 5 defense.
They definitely don't.
Yeah.
They don't.
And you know, that just is what it is.
They miss Justin Reed back there. They miss
pick sixes come down to if you got the right lane when you catch the ball, you need probably one good block.
Oh, he made that touchdown.
He made that touchdown.
Yeah, it wasn't like he had green grass in front of him. He went and got it.
Correct. So, but what I'm saying is I wouldn't use that to duplicate and say that that's what, because remember when you say that, that's saying the Lions. No,
I think what Coach is saying is that for them to win, they needed a defensive score. But I think in contrary to that, the Lions won't need that.
That's exactly what I was about to say. But that was what the Jags needed. The Lions won't need that.
Mm-mm.
That's exactly that. So you cut me off to the right perfect point. No problem.
Yeah, they won't.
Go ahead and charge us up.
She's saying charge us up.
I just can't help it. I'm sorry. I'm so mean. I'm sorry.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know what? I got to give a shout out because there is a new first place in the pick'em. Somebody named Double Impact, and they are currently in first place. Big Dapper Dan is in second, and our last year's winner is in third, and my boy D Jones is in fourth.
I was in 19th just 2 weeks ago.
And this is
keep playing. Y'all keep playing.
This is so crazy because this is probably only like less than 4 or 5 points that Derek, you've been ahead of me throughout the season. We don't even count Coach anymore. Coach just
I take chances.
If that's what you call it.
No, I just had some bad losses because I mean,
is that what you call it?
Because you took chances.
You took
no,
chances?
Not really. I mean, I picked the Chiefs over the Jags. Look what happened. I mean,
I would say most people pick the Chiefs over the Jags.
Then I picked the Texans 2 out of the 3 weeks. They lost the 2.
I pick the Texans every week.
Try again.
I'm just saying. Look,
dig in your wallet and give us more.
I mean, it happens.
Anyway, so I want to know, does anybody think at any point during this season that from week 6 going forward, that the Giants or the Browns will bench the person who's starting under center right now?
The Giants? No. Absolutely not.
Okay.
Go away
unless he gets hurt.
Well, I don't even want to.
I'm talking about injury. You talking about just sitting down. The Giants, no, they got to ride with the young fella at this point.
Okay.
You don't make that switch without that. The Browns, their entanglement, if you will, is to their own doing. So that one, I don't really know what they would do. I don't see them playing Shador, but hey, by trading Joe, I'm intrigued. But I told you guys in the group chat today, I'm wondering if this means something for Deshaun getting back.
Yeah.
Deshaun's been at the facility working out, cutting, and on that foot. I wonder if this means something about that.
Okay.
I mean, because it is. I mean, it is weird having two rookie quarterbacks on the roster. And I'm with D Jones in saying that not just the Deshaun part, but it's they're going to do everything in their power to keep Dylan Gabriel out there. And we know he might hit the rookie struggles. I mean, his game, he had a decent little game against Minnesota, but what's next? And they're going to try their hardest to keep Shador off the field. They're going to. They might sign Huntley again to be the third quarterback.
No,
You know what?
It happened. He had four. I mean, they had four. So I mean, I could see them signing.
At that-
yeah,
so
but they
it-
did that because they had injuries.
Correct.
I know that. No, but
If
when
you
I'm
do
saying
it now, if you do it now, you're sending a different message.
Just cut him.
correct, I agree. But I'm just saying, you never know
Just
what
cut him because that means you don't want him there.
Yeah.
You don't want him there.
Mm.
So just cut him, and we could just stop all this.
Yeah,
I agree. But
cut him and give all them fans their money back from them jerseys. Just do it.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
it's Cleveland. I mean, it's Cleveland. Nothing normal happens to Cleveland. Nothing.
Well, on
Did
that
you see
by the
that?
lake, Coach B. Pat, tell the people where they can find you because we're gonna get out of here.
You can find me on Instagram or X, Twitter, Coach B. Pat.
D. Jones.
Man, that boy D Jones or that boy D. Jones on Instagram. Get at me. I'm sorry about that, brother-in-law. He don't mean that about Cleveland.
Well, it's a mistake by the lake, but I definitely.
I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about what Coach said. Ain't nothing.
Yeah, I have to
normal.
move on. Yeah, we have to move on from that. Look, and you know, before we go, I wanted to. I'm so sorry. In the name of Fan Snub, I wanted to hear briefly about your trip. You told us at the beginning of the show about the fans. Did you get to enjoy any part of Baltimore?
I didn't really.
Okay.
No, I didn't really. I stayed more in DC. So,
Okay.
And unfortunately, I had to get back in town for work Monday morning. So I hit the airport right after the game. So yeah, had some business to take care of. Initially, I planned to stay a couple of days, or at least till Monday evening. But yeah, I ended up. It was a quick trip. Spent most of my time in DC with some family, and after the game, got on the plane. So it was cool because my wife wanted to experience Baltimore. She didn't go this time. So and she's a seafood holic, if you will. So I told her we'll be back so she can get that. But I didn't even get to the place that you told me to go to. So
I'm gonna give a brief shout out. Maybe he'll catch it on replay. But Gentry went, and Gentry is a Titans fan.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to the Texans game. He didn't go to the Titans game in Arizona. He went to the Texans game in Baltimore.
You giving them a shout out?
Can you tell? With all that shade.
Mm-hmm.
I recommended Jimmy's to him, and he made it to Jimmy's.
He did, cool.
But so if you need tips, so circling back to close out, you need travel agendas, guidelines on what to do, where to stay. Is it a stadium you can stay somewhere and walk versus you need an Uber, or do you need to rent a car? Hey, hit me up at the Gransberry. I do not take personal DMs. I take tips and business DMs. No personal DMs, no Leos. Just
here we go, Coach.
Make sure it's clear. And I got you. What? I'm just saying, because no matter what you do, you always do something wrong in the DM. So you might as well just close it. I don't know why he made that song somebody go down in the DM. Because I just feel like it goes down the
Here we go.
it go wrong in the DM. Because I just be like, why are married people in the DM?
Oh.
Right?
Mm.
And I'm going way off tangent.
Hit the button.
Way off tangent. But I'm not done with my tangent. I saw this comment about women wanting to go out with men for dinner and needing to go on dates for dinner. I'm disturbed by that because I have never ever went out to get dinner. I get my own dinner. So I feel so insulted when I see that. Because if I was really looking for something, I mean, meet me at the 40-yard line on your dime. Okay, that's when you should be concerned. But food, I got my own food. Like, really? I really believe y'all be meeting women this bad. I just don't believe it. I'm sorry. I don't believe it. Because here's the thing. I got rid of the type of person I didn't want bothering me by just saying it up front. So how can you keep finding that caliber of person? You must be digging in the same set of trash. Because if that's not what you want, why are you even getting to that point? You know who waiting to go to dinner with you for free. And then don't tell me where we can't go eat. Because I take myself to eat nice food. A lot. Or I DoorDash it. So I'm not checking for you to buy me nothing to eat. I'm not even checking for you to buy me no ticket to no game either. Because if you get on my nerves, I ain't sitting next to you in no game. Because I'm not that fan. I would be irritated and be done left.
And we've seen that in person.
Exactly.
This rant was brought to you by the letter WT, Willow Ridge T.
This is
Willow Ridge T.
I'm just saying. I just don't understand it. Because I have never in my life asked somebody to take me somewhere that I can't afford to eat. And the only time you complaining about how you need to take women out or whatever, you're trying to take out too many women. And you probably don't need to be taking women. Somebody you already know you don't like.
She went up an octave too.
Yes.
That means she really mean it.
Yes, I definitely mean it.
Yeah.
Because when you're complaining about how you need to reduce the value of the date to make sure you like her, you don't like all them people anyway. Because I can only tolerate one of y'all at a time. And when the season starts, I can't tolerate none of y'all.
Where the organ player at?
And on that note, if I can't tolerate y'all, we'll catch y'all next time. What is that? Oh,